everyone, welcome back to another video. We've got an exciting packed episode today. We'll be starting off with the GW35 team review, then we'll be looking at upcoming fixtures. We'll be covering GW35 to GW37 top player targets. Our main feature for today is the GW35 early team news flowchart. We'll be wrapping up with our GW35 team. Before we start, please remember to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. We'll really appreciate it. To warm you up, we've got an FPL trivia question. Today's FPL trivia question is as follows. Who is the only player to win the Premier League Player of the Month and Goal of the Month this season in the same month? There are three options. Option A, Erling Haaland. Option B, Marcus Rashford. Option C is Mikael Almiron. Please stay tuned. The answer will be revealed at the end of this video. We carry on with today's GW34 team review. Our GW34 team had some lows and some highs, with Edison with 1 point and March with 2 points being the main disappointments after they were both benched in the second game. Our captain Erling Haaland came to the party with a very solid 32 points. Perverse Estepinian with 16 points and Mo Salah with 18 points were the main stars of the game week. Overall, our team managed a very solid 114 points compared to the average of 83 points. This takes our ranking to 34,315 out of more than 11.3 million FPL managers in the world, which is quite a solid position to be in at this stage of the season. We look forward to smash further green arrows and climb up further with the upcoming 4 game weeks, especially within the double game weeks. So please follow us and subscribe for more green arrow moves. The current FPLA Super League standings is as follows. In first place, we've got Arnav Garg. Very well done, Arnav. Second place goes to Supramania. In third place, we've got Piyush Singla. Fourth place goes to yours truly. In fifth place, we've got Jamie Duncan. Sixth place, we've got Dennis Kuswanda. Seventh place goes to Pedro Azevedo. In eighth place, we've got Afric Williams. Ninth place, we've got Shazad Ahmed. And wrapping up the top 10, we have got Anderson Moreira dos Santos. Very well done to everyone that's made it into the top 10. For those that are not yet in the top 10 but are close by, keep on pushing and hopefully your time will come soon. This is the current fixture schedule from Game Week 35 until Game Week 38. We are currently in Game Week 35, which is a single game week, which is followed by Game Week 36 and Game Week 37, which are both small double game weeks, followed by Game Week 38, which is a season finale and a single game week. If you're looking for a team with more than one double game week, then look no further than Brighton, who's got 2 double game weeks left. Then there are 4 teams that have got 1 double game week, and that includes Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United and Newcastle. If you are doing any transfers, you'd probably want to try to target as much of the players from these double game week teams as possible. Looking at Game Week 35, there are some fixtures that you could target in setting up your team structure. If you're looking at the teams in red, they are teams that we believe have got a relatively easy or targetable fixture, and these include Manchester City, Manchester United and Brighton. If you're looking at teams that have got medium or reasonable fixtures that you could also target with top players, they include Aston Villa, Liverpool, Newcastle and Arsenal. If you're looking for some spicy differential teams to target with some players, then you could look at Bournemouth, Tottenham Hotspur, Crystal Palace, Brentford and Nottingham Forest. These are currently the Game Week 35 to Game Week 37 top player targets. Firstly, we've got Julian Alvarez from Manchester City at only 6 million, with Haaland potentially getting limited minutes or even potentially being rested. He could be a massive target for Game Week 35 and going forward. Then we've got Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United, who is back from his injury and seems to be back to his best. We've also then got the duo from Newcastle, which includes Isak and Wilson. If you've got one of them, then why not try to get another one? Otherwise, ahead of game week 36, I'd recommend at least trying to put one of them in your team. If you're looking for a nice spicy differential with high upside potential and with good fixtures, then look no further than Wilfried Zaha at only 7.2 million, and he's playing Tottenham Hotspur, then Bournemouth and Fulham next. Those are some juicy fixtures. This is the current Game Week 35 early team news flowchart. So this depends a lot on whether there is any team news on the Manchester City lineup. So the plan is currently, if Haaland starts and Alvarez doesn't start, it's quite simple. We'll roll the transfer and then just decide in terms of who's going to start and who's going to bench in our current team. So that's the first prize, and that will also apply if there is no early team news. Then you've got an option 2 of if Haaland starts and Alvarez starts. It would be quite an interesting move to go for Alvarez. However, to bring him into our team, it would mean taking out Watkins, or also in terms of trying to fit in the third Manchester City player, we would need to downgrade another player, and that could either be Ederson or Grealish, which for a -4, if Haaland does start, might not be worth it. So what that means is if Grealish does start, then we'll roll the transfer and we'll start Grealish. However, if Haaland starts but Grealish doesn't start, we'll still roll the transfer, but we'll start March and potentially consider benching Grealish. He could come on and score, but the chances are much more limited. We prefer a player that actually starts. Then we've got a third option if Haaland is benched and Alvarez starts. Now this is where it becomes quite spicy. In that particular case, Alvarez could be a massive differential. His upside could be huge, and you'd expect him to get at least about 60 minutes, if not more. And in that particular case, what we would do is we would need to sacrifice another Manchester City player. So we would potentially sacrifice Grealish, and in order to bring in Alvarez, we would need to downgrade Watkins, and Grealish we would potentially then downgrade to someone such as Zaha. We'd also need to make a captaincy change, and most likely than not, we will consider swapping our captain from Haaland to Alvarez. So this is quite a useful flowchart. You'll be able to maneuver any early team news, which often comes very late within the last 10-15 minutes. My recommendation is not to leave it too late, as the FPL servers have been known to crash with sudden major news such as Haaland being benched, etc. It could happen again. So try to set a cutoff time at least 15-20 minutes before, if possible. And if you do decide to make these transfers, make sure that you stick to the plan you've got it, so that you don't overthink it right towards the end and miss the deadline because of a server crash. This is the current Game Week 35 team plan. Game Week 35 plan option number 1. This is if Haaland is benched. Then the plan is to transfer out Ollie Watkins and transfer in Julian Alvarez. That is if he also does start. In order to make this move possible, as we've already got 3 Manchester City players, we need to transfer out one, and the likely player we are to transfer out would then be Jack Grealish, who would be transferred out, and we'd be looking to bring in someone such as Wilfried Zaha. This will be for a -4. However, we believe with the upside potential with our main captaincy target, Erling Haaland, that doesn't start, then not everybody would be moving for Alvarez. So this could be quite a good rank booster if it does actually pay off and Alvarez does well. Our Game Week 35 plan option number 2. This is if Haaland starts, we are likely looking at rolling the free transfer, and that could give us 2 transfers for game week 36, and we could restructure the team as there is a double game week in game week 36, so that we could use our transfers more creatively in order to maximize on game week 36 doublers. The current game week 35 team that we are planning is as follows. In goal, we've got Edison from Manchester City. Our defense includes Alexander Arnold from Liverpool, Pervis Ustupinian from Brighton, Luke Shaw from Manchester United. Then we've got in midfield Marcus Rashford from Manchester United, Mo Salah from Liverpool, Wilfried Zaha from Crystal Palace, Kaoru Matoma from Brighton. Our forward line includes Erling Haaland from Manchester City, Julian Alvarez from Manchester City, and Isak from Newcastle. The possible change to this team includes, if we do not start Luke Shaw, we could possibly start Kieran Trippier. They've both got relatively tough fixtures. Luke Shaw's game is away against West Ham, who seem to be in a very positive and attacking form, so they could likely score. Whereas Kieran Trippier has also got a tough game against Arsenal, who are chasing the title and will definitely be very attacking. However, Trippier's potential for assist is potentially higher than Luke Shaw, who is most likely to play in the centre-back role. So that's quite a tough and tricky call. It'll come down to a last-minute decision. The other options that we mentioned earlier, instead of Wilfried Zaha and Julian Alvarez, we could potentially roll the transfer and keep Jack Grealish and Ollie Watkins. The captaincy armband is currently on Erling Haaland, with a vice captaincy on Mo Salah. If Erling Haaland does not start and Julian Alvarez starts, then he could be quite an interesting differential captain. If you're looking for any other options, some viable options could include a Brighton midfielder such as Matoma, McAllister or March. The answer to today's FPL trivia question. The trivia question that we asked earlier was, who is the only player to win the Premier League Player of the Month and Goal of the Month this season in the same month? The 3 options that we had were option A, Erling Haaland, option B, Marcus Rashford, option C, Mikel Almiron. Did you get this answer correct? Please comment down below. The answer to today's question is Mikel Almiron. Mikel Almiron achieved both the Player of the Month and the Goal of the Month in October 2022, being the only player to achieve this thus far this season. That's it for this video. We hope you found it quite useful and interesting. All the best for game week 35. Please remember to keep an eye out for any early team news and developments. Also remember to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Twitter. Until next time, all the best, good luck, cheerio.